I'm Christian Abbott.
I'm Nathan Lavender.
I'm Sean Abbott.
And this is the Red Mist Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the Red Mist Podcast, Season 2, Episode 33. The Bob Sharp Racing 1979 Datsun 280ZX of Paul Newman, or as his nom de plume was, P.L. Newman, that terrorized the SCCA C production class and early Trans Am class. Sponsored by Budweiser and Canon cameras.
There we go.
Friggin' fantastic. And it was a Datsun. It was before Nissan. It was even better. So
Here I am thinking Ed Carpenter and
yeah. No, you were thinking like Harry Gant.
Nile.
You were thinking Harry Gant and Skull Bandit. That's
oh
what you were thinking.
yeah, that would have
Nate, that was coming.
That would have been a really good one.
So I had it down.
Oh,
Just real quick, I
That's
had it.
good.
I had it down to. I had it down to Harry Gant, the Skull Bandit. I had it down to Max Verstappen and the Red Bull.
how did I forget that?
And,
But I think we did that last season.
Oh, because his number's number one.
Well, this year, no. He's 33. His number's always been 33. He took number one because he won the championship. But anyways, twice, 2-time,
About to be three,
2-time,
unless.
and but 33. Bob Sharp Racing Datsuns. Oof,
Yeah.
love them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nothing better than seeing Paul Newman having a nice cold Budweiser after he raced the thing. It's awesome. All right. On tonight's episode, we'll discuss NASCAR, Daytona, the season finale.
Oh, that's it. NASCAR's over?
NASCAR's over. And
No.
Actually,
Hey,
in
hey,
actuality, it was the cutoff race.
Yeah.
Anyways,
But wait, there's more.
and it lived up to every bit of a disaster that I thought it was going to be. Anyways, moving on. Indycar at Worldwide Technology Raceway Park, otherwise known as Gateway.
Gateway. Yes.
The Iceman cometh.
Oh, yeah, he did.
We'll also talk a little IMSA at VIR for a GT race, which was quite entertaining, actually. We'll have some news and notes. I'd like to start off the show with best wishes to Simona Di Silvestro, who is recovering from emergency appendectomy surgery earlier this morning. So get well, Simona.
Yes.
Need to get her back down under because she's going to be in the Bathurst 1000 at the end of the year. So, so looking forward to that. But get well, Simona. Fan favorite here at the Red Mist Podcast.
Oh yeah, I love her. She's great.
Oh, so now you're cheating on Kat.
Hey, whoa. Catherine Legg is great also.
Okay.
Simona did kick ass in IndyCar with the equipment she had. And, hey, look,
All right.
props to her for racing Indy 500, Bathurst 1000. She's a class act.
We got Nate all flustered now.
No, tartar sauce.
All right.
Never forget he cut the line.
The what?
Again.
What happened?
Oh, my gosh.
Cut the line.
Sean, you know.
Yeah, he cut the line. Cut the line.
I thought it was the line. I thought it was
Cut the line. Jeez. I mean, it was more like I hurdled the line.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
I had easy pass on. That's all it was.
And you didn't take the velvet rope down. That was even more amazing. All right. So Nate, the Coke Zero Sugar 400.
Wow.
Can we have a better name? Like the Coca-Cola 400. Can't we have that?
Or the Firecracker 400.
No, the Firecracker 400 can't have it because it's not July 4th. Can't you have the Coca-Cola 400?
Isn't that a different
It was
race?
the Pepsi 400 for a while.
Well, but the Coke Zero Sugar isn't like just Coke
Yeah,
Zero.
It's
like
whatever
too
whatever
much.
drink they
Like,
want to promote.
it's just like no one drinks it. Like I drink Coke Zero.
They will be.
All right.
They will be.
All right. Well, okay. Anyways,
Anyway,
rant's over. Nate.
yeah, I get it.
Nate and I we interchanged on Saturday night as we watched the Xfinity race and that calamity of a show. How many overtimes were in that, Nate? 3?
I was just like, when is this thing gonna end?
Exactly.
So
after going to bed and then getting up the next day, I realized, that was Friday night, actually. Sorry, because it was Saturday night. We misspoke on our previous podcast that the race was Sunday. It was actually Saturday night under the lights.
Yeah.
So
Oops.
our bad on that.
My bad.
Our bad. Christian's going to take the blame for it.
Yeah,
That's all.
Google gave me wrong information.
yeah, he did it.
We'll blame Google.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Where do we begin, right? I mean, Truex took the stage 1. It was pretty tame.
Yeah.
Up to that.
Yeah. Everyone was
But
playing.
then-
But see, you knew it was the tsunami was coming.
I guess the Florida hurricane, right? I mean, it was just a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, it was a ticking time bomb. I got then it turned into a demolition derby.
Well, it was okay. It was starting to become tame. It was high lane, low lane racing, and then it started getting really intense. It started getting 3 by 3 by 3 in the second stage, and you saw Ryan Blaney and Ty Gibbs kind of swap for the lead here and there, and they're just trying to get the stage points, right? And then also the stage win.
So
but Ty Dillon is trying to get in.
Yeah, I know, but
in the playoffs.
But I don't understand why Blaney's in, right? No.
Yes, he won the Coke 600. Or Coca-Cola.
Right.
Or we'll just call it the World 600.
Right. Blaney's in. So, if I'm him, why are you messing around for stage points?
I mean, you want to win at Daytona. If you win a NASCAR race at Daytona,
I get it, but it was like the second stage. This had nothing to do with being there at the end. Because when we went,
let me tell you, I think it was just a push done wrong.
No. Well, that was before Blaney's crash. I'm just saying, if I'm Blaney, I'm just gonna ride around. I just don't. Anyways.
But where are you gonna run around? Hamlin did that, and he finished 30th.
But then he had no one still with But then he was like, I'm not wrecking a car. He was gonna. I think Denny was hanging around to see if he was gonna have to help Darrell. Even though they race on different teams.
True, but there was a lot of time in the race where it was the Gibbs cars and the 2311 cars all in line, all 6 cars in a line.
Well, that makes sense because they're all the same manufacturer.
You saw with the Fords too, because the Stewart-Haas cars and the RFK cars were together. So you kind of saw the manufacturer loyalty.
But once they pulled when they pulled the pin was pulled on the Blaney crash, right?
Right, and after that, it's kind of like
that turned in. That's where
wide open.
And now I want to talk about that crash. That was bad.
That was vicious. Oh,
that was bad.
That was a hard hit.
And that was into the safety barrier.
Yeah. The safety barrier did take a lot of the violent energy, but in the slow mo, you really saw how violent the crash was, because you saw how much energy was absorbed from the impact. And looking at Ryan Blaney's nose, the front was completely stoved in.
Yeah. No, you're right. Now,
where
do you put you're going to say it's 50-50 on that?
No, I'm not calling it 50-50. I think it was just a racing deal, because Christopher Bell was trying to push Ty Gibbs, and I think it was just a push.
I'm putting 100% of the blame on Ty Gibbs.
As much as I'd love to do that shot, I'm just looking at the replay and just going by what I see. Ty Gibbs is not just going to turn dead left into Ryan Blaney. I'm sorry, that's just not the way it works.
Well,
but could see it happening. He's wrecked some people before.
Yeah. Well.
Brandon Jones, in particular, at Martinsville last year. Hey, what do I know? But
his teammate.
I drink and I know things for those Game of Thrones fans.
He wrecked his teammate too for the win. So.
Yep.
All right. So then we had had that, which was a bad one. And then,
which took out a lot of contenders for the win,
which it did. And then,
and for the final playoff spot too.
Right. And then we have Ryan Preece. Like,
just jumping right into it.
Well, yeah, let's just jump into it. I mean,
Fair.
that was scary.
That was an incredibly violent crash.
That was a Ricky Rudd. Go back in the day, watch that crash, and that's before
the Busch Clash.
That's before any of these. We had restrictor plates and any of the safety equipment, and he walked away. I mean, he had black eyes for weeks, but it was that bad. I mean, Rusty Wallace had one of those.
Yeah, he had two. One at in the Daytona 500, I think, in 1993.
Did he have one?
And then one at Talladega.
Who had one? Somebody had one at Pocono. It was just Davey Allison.
Davey Allison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where this crash racked up. It was on it probably racked up there with Austin Dillon into the fence.
Yeah,
which was bad too.
That one was, I think, it looks worse.
Yeah.
Because, you're going from 180 miles an hour to a complete stop.
And this thing barrel rolled for, down the entire length of the grass after the super stretch.
Well, and that's the difficult part, too, because you saw what happened, and it dug into the grass twice.
Yeah, twice.
And the second time it did it, it really started to barrel roll.
Yeah.
Kind of like Simon Pagenaud at Mid-Ohio.
A little bit.
The way how fast the barrel rolls were in midair, that's what was scary about it.
So kind of leads me back to just overall. I mean, this is the whole thing with NASCAR and the super speedways. Are the big ones more predominant now than they were when we go back to no restrictor plates, no speed limits in the pit lane, back to like the 80s and 90s?
Well, I think it's with the car that they have now. Because if you already have the roof flaps, but I think you kind of shoot yourself in the foot by having a flat floor in these NASCARs. I think it acts when the car starts to blow over. Yeah, it's a wing, right? And they had this problem with the car tomorrow with the wings in the back.
Yep.
One crash in particular, when Carl Edwards turned Brad Keselowski at Atlanta, the car lifted up like a feather.
Yeah. It's just this, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is there are some articles out there that are very thoughtful about what's going on, and I just think some of it has to do with I think some of it's bad driving. I think,
I think driving over your head because you think.
I think some of this for the entire season. I think a lot of this, and this is what drives me up the wall, and I always love looking at Jeff Gluck's. He always does the poll after the race. Was it a great race? So, if I go back to Watkins Glen, I thought Watkins Glen was a good race. Okay.
Watkins Glen was a great race.
Okay. Yeah. I thought the road course at Indy was a great race. Now, when you get those and you look at Gluck's post, they're not. And then it's I think some of the short track races are good, and the posts are but then, you get to the big tracks and they have the huge wrecks, and it's 90%. It's an awesome race. And I'm like, I'm not here to watch some guy. I'm not here to watch five guys go to a hospital.
Exactly. But you know what I think the thing is too?
Gluck's oh no, it's it was a great race. I'm like, no, it was a great race in the sense it
was action. It was 3x3x3.
Yeah, it was
close
that was a 3 race. Now take out the accidents. Where would the pole be? Maybe 70%, which I think is more realistic.
Well, depending on what
I just think there's there's a certain level of fandom out there that's there for the wrecks versus the race.
Well, I mean that's,
and I know we make fun of checkers and wreckers or wreckers and checkers. We make fun of that, but I mean, I'm not there to watch that. I mean, especially after Priest's accident, and I was just like, here we go. This is that was bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
I mean, I think.
Thankfully, he walked away.
Unfortunately, I think this is the way that the entertainment aspect of racing is going, and that's why I'm with the red flag that we saw at Zandvoort this weekend. I know Joe was in the barrier at the end.
Yeah,
but I didn't think it was any worse than what the other accidents were, where you could just put a safety car out there, and if you finish under safety car, you finish under safety car.
Right, and this wasn't like Joe when Russell stuffed him at Silverstone, and he went between the barriers. Now that's a red flag.
And the catch.
That's a different.
That's because
that's a different story.
A car could go off there while they're trying to rescue him. That's fine. So that was called. See this. I guess
I know we're jumping ahead,
and we're jumping all over the place. But the sanitization of racing is getting to be a little much.
Indy this year.
At
the 500.
Yes.
Oh right.
Don't get me wrong. It was, or no.
It was the one at the end.
Kirkwood's wasn't
not. It wasn't the. It wasn't the wheel that went off. Not that one.
Not that. No. It was no. This is the one that Pato went for it and didn't work. Anyways,
yeah.
It wasn't.
And then the restart crash.
It was not the worst crash of the day.
Right.
But they red flagged it.
So because
they're trying to get a finish.
Yeah,
they're trying to get it.
That's what I and it was.
No, I'm sorry, and the start finish straight.
Right,
but
it
the restart exit.
Right, but again, it's like they're manufacturing a finish.
Correct.
And the same thing happens in NASCAR because it happened Friday night. I mean, Nate and I were just sitting there texting back and forth, laughing about it. I mean, this is like it's ridiculous. I mean, it's not funny because like some of those accidents.
It's not funny, but it's just like when it's just over.
I mean, all those the accidents in the second race in the Xfinity race. There was one where one car sort of got up in the air sideways, but at the end of the day, there were a lot of cars wrecked for no reason. And it was like, and on the NBC's broadcast, it was like a yuck fest. Oh, well, that's NASCAR racing. I'm going, yeah, tell that to the team owner. It's got to, rebuild these friggin' cars. I mean,
that's the thing. That's the thing, Sean, because Jeff Burton is saying this.
Yeah.
And then
That's right.
Like looking at his wallet.
Right. That's like the two of us.
Thank God Justin Goldgar won.
Because him and Steve Letarte are just sitting there making dummy jokes about it. I mean, these teams can't afford this. Even the big teams can't in the Cup Series. I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah. So, anyways, because like they say, cautions breed cautions, and red flags breed cautions too. And you want to manufacture for TV, go right ahead. But it's you're right, Christian. It is, and we can talk about this, as the season winds down when we have some free time. But it's definitely you're right. And the length of cautions and stuff like that it's getting ridiculous.
People just don't see the work that goes on behind the scenes. Like you have to repair that car for the next week.
Right.
And it's I don't like seeing money being thrown at repair damage. I like seeing money be thrown at developments.
Yeah. Or can we all just walk out of here with not having to worry about the cars, crashing and guys getting, going for rides that they shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
But besides that, but I mean RFK Racing, congrats on the 1-2 finish, even though the second place car should have been disqualified.
Listen to you. Like, the car was on fire.
Nate,
as
they say, the car is not supposed to move on a red flag.
It was very much like Sterling Marlin in 2002 Daytona 500.
And what happened to Sterling Marlin? He was disqualified.
No, he wasn't disqualified. He was thrown to the longest line.
Right. Well,
to the back of the longest line. But
bad Brad.
And look, hey, you know what? I think maybe he had a champions provisional or something. Who knows?
On. Here we go. Here we go.
He's on fire, Sean. What do you do? Just let it.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess
just let it burn to the ground right there.
I'll just sit here with my thumb on my.
Well, you know what he could do? He could pull the extinguisher and stop the car. That's what he could have done.
Okay, but
meanwhile he's driving circles out there, endangering everybody.
Oh, listen to you. Listen to you.
Anyways, so congrats.
The good news is he's fine, and congrats to RFK on the 1-2.
Congrats to Chris Buescher, who we like.
And Keselowski, of course.
Let me just check something here. Very upset. Christopher Bell did not finish in the top 10. Very upset. Because the Buescher and Bell top 10. Yeah.
I would have guessed he gave it third or second.
And so other than that, there was Truex won the points championship. Got some funky looking trophy. Looked nice. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. Does he get money for that? At least
I would imagine so.
Okay. All right.
There must be a little bonus with that, right?
Okay, I would not hopefully from the team, but from NASCAR. That's what I'm hoping. All right. Congrats to Darrell Wallace. He qualified. Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan was very happy. Yeah. That was exciting.
Well, 2311 gets both cars in the playoffs, which is pretty cool.
Well,
There's a funny stat. It's like, I think 2311 and RFK are the only teams that have multiple cars in the playoffs.
no.
No,
Hendrick.
Penske.
Hendrick
Penske
does.
too. Joe Logano and Blaney.
Hendrick
Oh,
does.
no.
Larson, Bowman,
Mm-hmm.
and Will Byron.
No, Bowman's not in it. It's,
Bowman's not.
Bowman's
Larson.
not. Will Byron.
It is Larson and Byron. And
Larson, that's right.
Larson's driving 2 cars?
I forget what the stat was. I saw something on
the only
X,
thing is
but-
the only thing is technically you also have the owners championship as well.
Yeah,
so
right.
you got some more drivers in it than
All right. Well, there we go.
Oh no, I know. I know what the stat was. It's the team with all of their cars in the playoffs. So if we're going technicality,
all right.
TD
Yeah,
Doherty,
gotcha.
they have their one and only car in the
Right.
playoffs, right?
Right.
And, one Daytona 500 later.
Yep.
But
all that matters.
and then
Michael
RFK.
McDowell's in.
Michael McDowell's in. But I'll tell you, oh man, I thought it would have been so cool if Todd Gillen could have pulled this one off.
Well, could have. So,
One
all
day.
right. So that wraps up. Now we're into the chase. Right? We're in the
Playoffs, Sean.
Yeah,
Let's
whatever the hell
bring
is.
it.
playoffs.
All right. So, I mean, traditionally, we're heading to the Rock. No,
What?
we're heading to Darlington.
Darlington.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Rock. The Rock. I was thinking something else.
I wish The Rock was in the
I do
NASCAR
too.
calendar.
Anyways, Darlington.
Yeah, I mean,
We're not going for the Rebel 500. We're going for the Southern 500. Oh no, sorry, it's not the Southern 500 anymore.
yeah, it's not even.
That's offensive. It's the Cookout Southern 500.
Damn it, Sean. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, hey, look.
Why can't
and
we
that was
just? What's the matter? The Firecracker 400.
Moving on.
The Southern 500.
Moving
I mean,
on.
come on.
why not? Why, yeah.
You know,
Why not, Sean?
Rebel
Right?
500. I'm just stating facts.
I know. Moving on.
All right.
All right.
Historical facts.
The Robert E. Lee 500, Sean.
That's almost what it was.
Oh my gosh. All right. Last joke.
Just
I
Google
promise.
images from it. It's pretty entertaining. Anyways. All right.
my
So
God.
let's move on to IndyCar.
Oh, let's
We had
segue to the gateway.
to the Gateway to Worldwide Technology Raceway Park. I love that. It's the biggest. Yep. Otherwise known as Gateway, and the Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. I mean, how you couldn't fit that on a T-shirt if you tried.
Yeah, right.
It would
like
be the
small, like
if
like
you're gonna
five
fit it on the shirt,
font.
it would be Bag 500 WWTR. That's what it would be underneath, and you just put like an IndyCar in the middle.
That's all it is.
All right. So Scotty Mack with the pole, and then was sent backwards for an unapproved engine change.
Can't do that.
Unapproved. Was that meaning that they tried to sneak it in, or they did it? I think they just did it.
I think they just did it.
Yeah.
Sure.
What?
Probably.
I would guess.
I'm sure it's probably like an engine allocation thing, maybe.
Well, you get X, and
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah. So they ran over.
Ran over. So Scotty Mack went to the back.
Well, no, you just dropped down 10.
Dropped 10.
Yeah. Which means J New inherits the pole.
J-New going for the sweep on the ovals. Race got off to an erstwhile start with Benjamin Peterson. I have no idea what he was doing.
No.
Yeah, hang on. That was Carpenter.
Carpenter gave him some
Chopped
help.
him. Did Carpenter push him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I missed
Yeah,
that.
he was given a hefty penalty
He
for it.
lifted him off the ground.
Oh, all right. So
Yeah, you saw it. You know what the
Wow.
penalty was? Avoidable contact.
contact. All right. Well, there we go. I unfortunately, I'm sorry, I missed that. I think as soon as the yellow came out, I went and had a beverage
Yeah.
because I was watching a replay after I got back from golfing. Anyways, enjoyed the race immensely. Just watching some guy in a number 9 car just sort of
Do his thing.
do his thing. Once again,
You were wondering how good his fuel mileage was, right? And plus, he was just.
and the worst part was that Hinch is going. Hinch just kind of
yeah,
he alluded to it
yeah.
before this even started.
Yeah.
Was that this is a good track for making miles,
Yeah.
making mileage at, which I don't think Townsend really bought into. But then again,
Sure enough, after the first pit cycle,
did Townsend ever race here?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I know Hinch did, but anyways, I'm just
If
kind of
he,
going.
if he did, he probably crashed.
I'm kind.
His
You said it. His words.
Just saying.
So it was kind of interesting watching it, you know, and I like the dicing on the track and stuff
Yeah.
because it's what's that, a mile and 3/4, mile and a half? Nate, what is it?
Yeah. Well, it's about a mile and a half, right?
Yeah, I like when they're on those, like Kansas. I like Iowa.
Well,
I like not Kansas.
it's
I mean
funny,
Iowa, Richmond. I like when they're on. Like if they ever go back to Milwaukee, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should. And the trucks were there too, and they put on the
Trucks
race.
and
But anyway,
trucks and ARCA.
might
were there.
digress.
But you know, I really enjoyed the dicing in there and stuff, and guys had to be precise. And Takuma got out on coming out of the pits.
Yep.
Got up in the marbles and screwed himself for a couple laps, and then ultimately it caught up to him. He binned it into the wall, and then Jay knew. He ran up on a guy. He ran up on a guy at the wrong time, and he let the car drift, and he was gone. You know, I mean, might have won it. I mean, hard to say. It's like woulda, coulda, shoulda. Should he have maybe throttled out of it halfway through the corner? The
finish would have been closer, I think.
Yeah, but you never know with Jay.
It wouldn't have been. Right. It would have been crazy close, though.
Right? But
well,
you know.
and before that, his big issue was he was stuck in traffic. So I think he was
trying to make time
anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Right. They did allude to that, and you know, and Dixon was coming again.
I'm surprised. Well, sorry, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. Well, I know Willpower could do the mileage because he stopped in the first pit stop. He stopped with Dixon. Both of them went the longest, but Power then came in early on the next pit stop. I don't know if that was just like a bad set of tires or whatnot, but so that kind of screwed them there.
I think sometimes, and I will agree that Will's pretty good at making mileage, but I think sometimes he gets a little heavy foot.
Yeah, but his second pit stop was way too early.
Yeah,
that threw him out from there. However, going into the after coming out of the caution, I wonder what Newgarden's mileage was.
Good point.
If he could have even thought about stretching.
I don't.
Because right when they went green, the number of laps left was I think around 130 left.
Which was
enough for Dixon to split.
Leading into that final stop, Dixon made an amazing amount of mileage.
Oh yeah,
that was the one they were like, "Is he really going to stretch this?"
Yeah.
And of course he was.
Yeah.
I mean, the interplay on the radio between Dixon's engineer and Michael and Dixon was like, you know, it was like tactical. It was really amazing. It was great to listen to, and he just was sitting there going, "They got this in the bag."
Yeah. Because then even when
he started 16th.
Yeah, even when Newgarden and Award pitted right, I don't know, 20, 30 laps into that stint to just try and catch him and make him think about doing it. Dixon was just, nope, we already got a strategy, sticking to it.
Yeah. So two drivers I thought had really good races. Was Rossi. Mm-hmm. He was in and around the top 5 all day, fighting, and he was being a pit bull, which was awesome. I love when guys do that. The other one, I will pat myself on the shoulder for calling out. I did pick the race winner, and I did pick the dark horse almost. And the dark horse did get a podium. Golf clap for me.
Yeah,
should have put some money on them. Did not, however. David Malukas.
Yeah.
Once again,
nice podium.
Shining star at WWTR. Mm-hmm. Coming off a 4th place finish last year, Nate. Second last year. Yeah. So he's got 2 podiums in a row with Coin. Mm-hmm. Okay. And put the pass of the day on.
Yeah.
when
Oh my gosh! Yeah, which one of the bus boys?
Yeah, McLaughlin, who is still like apparently fuming about it, and I go, Scotty, that was just that was an SVG pass on you from Supercars. That's all. That's what's got the bee in his bonnet.
Yeah.
It's like I'm only allowed to do that. Penske drivers are only allowed to do it. And I don't think Will's the only one that doesn't do it, but apparently him and Jay New like to kind of bounce off people a little bit. So, well done by David.
You saw that contact. You saw that contact with Jay New and Pato O'Ward on the back radio on one of the restarts.
Yeah, and that was Jay New moving over on him.
Yeah.
I mean, the only one that should be moving over on Pato right now is Dixon.
That's right.
Still owes him one.
He does.
But hey, anyways, so again, entertaining race on a nice, compact oval, fun race. We moved to Portland now, which is God only knows where that race is going to go because it could just blow up in the first corner at the festival chicane. Oh no, they don't do it on the. Do they go down the front straight on the no? Do they blow the chicane off on the straightaway?
No, they do it.
Do they throw the green flag on the backstretch now?
No. It's thrown on the front. So back in the day, they used to use it's a drag strip.
Yes.
And it was just boom, and it would just go. It was awesome. Like in Indycar back in the day when they ran there, before they put the chicane in, it was awesome. Like they just bombed down there into the first corner, and then like in the IMSA days, like the 935s just cranked the boost up. It was like rocket ships, and the 962s. It was awesome. But I don't know if I was just curious if they. For some reason, I thought like after that one where like Marco ended up on his head or Graham ended up on his head. Remember there was one kind of weird one down there.
Marco flipped over.
Yeah, I thought they.
And
I thought it was maybe they bypassed that, but maybe they don't.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's kind of like
so.
it's kind of like that chicane at Monza. It's weird. We're going to Monza and we're going to Portland this weekend. It's the first corner is the same setup. It's kind of crazy. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
My bet is on Dixon again, but we'll get to that at the end of the show.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Plot twist.
So
Christian, what do you think Sean's pick is?
We'll get there. Shock. Anyways, all right. Let's just quickly move to the standings. Alex Pillow had a not a great weekend.
He was struggling to get into the top 10, but it was damage control.
Terrible.
It wasn't terrible. He lucked out. He lucked out because Jay New crashed out.
Yes.
That rhymes. That's like a haiku.
However, Jay New was not the closest one in the championship going into this round.
Right. Who was? Dixon?
Nice, man.
So it's 74 points.
Yeah.
Jay New is oof.
Yeah, no, he's
60.
It's kind of
he's like 125. Yeah, that's not happening. So we got Jay New, we got Pato and McLaughlin. Now that's a dogfight right there. I kind of like to see. That's that'll be fun. I think McLaughlin's gonna have his ears up. So if I'm Pato, heads up there. I think at that point we got Marcus. He really needs to have some of the. He needs like for. Say Jay New, Award, and McLaughlin have some problems to kind of creep into the top 5. Yeah. So, and then we have Will Power, Christian Lundgaard, Rossi, and then Colton's vaulted into the top 10.
Oh, all right.
All right, and Colton is now sitting. Oh, he is sitting 8 points behind. 8 points behind Rossi and 12 points behind Lundgaard. Interesting. So he could get a top 8 out of this.
Yeah, and Laguna is a track that they do pretty well at, right?
Laguna is, but that's Portland, and we'll get to Laguna.
Yes, eventually.
There's some special livery that's coming there.
Ooh.
It's very cool.
Yes, that's right.
Anyways, so that kind of wraps that up. On the driver front, did we want to say that for news and notes? You want to talk IMSA?
Yeah, we can go through IMSA real quick.
Okay, IMSA, we were at VIR for the GT Festival. Some great racing in both the, what do they call it? The VP Fuels Challenge racing, 2 races.
VP Challenge.
Yep, that was good stuff. Both races were awesome. The Mazda races were spectacular as always, especially race 2, where the 5th place car took the lead on the penultimate lap by taking out
The top 4.
top 4 in the final corner before they started the final lap.
No, it was a couple corners before.
What was that, Hog Pen?
It was at the
Top of Hog Pen?
come down along straight into the braking zone.
Oh, okay. All right, got it. I thought it was at Hog Pen. But anyways, that was a very much an iRacing move. Good to see.
Oh. Definitely a good bump and run.
Took 4 guys out, and then found himself as the driver who caused it, and was subsequently removed from the top position.
Oh, no.
So that's the way it goes.
Got to be a bit more crafty with it.
Yep, a little more. You got to be a little more discreet. He tried to be, but I think when you take 4 cars out, it's a little tough. And you're the one car that was right behind everybody else.
Right.
The Lambo races were fantastic. And then we get to the big race, the GTD Pros and the GTD cars, and congratulations to Corvette Racing.
Oh, yeah.
All is right with the world. And I will say this, that JT was quite fired up about this. And I think it, obviously this means a lot to him, the last few races. He would like to get him and Antonio would like to, but I think JT's ultra motivated to try and get the championship.
Yeah.
And so, obviously, and leave on a high note. So, congratulations to them. We had the Lexus guys, second. And then we had, in GTD, our third place finisher and first overall, Brian Sellers and Madison Snow.
Shock.
That car has to be illegal.
I think they have like 5 or 6 wins on the season this year.
They do, and here's the thing. They're going to GTD Pro next year.
Oh, yeah.
So, I feel bad because, Madison Snow, so now they're going to go, and it's anyways. And then Patrick Gallagher and Robbie Foley were second, but 4th overall, second in GTD. And we had the Windward guys, Russell Ward and Philip Ellis, and then Oblin and Chandler Hall. What happened to the rest of the GTD Pro class? Did it just fall apart? Holy hell. Wow.
Sure.
Did they all fall out of the race?
Not sure.
Oh. Oh, they did.
That's that song.
Yeah. No. Roman DeAngelis and Marco Sorensen in the heart of racing. They were 16th. Danny Ucadella and Jules Gugnon in the Mercedes, the WeatherTech car. 17th. And Misha Goldberg and Laura Sponsanello. I think they're in GTD Pro. They were 18th. Wow.
Oh.
Holy crap.
I didn't catch this race over the weekend, so.
Roxy.
Roxy.
Sorry.
It's Roxy.
Roxy finished 8th.
Yeah.
It was good.
On debut.
And we had Roxy roaming the paddock in the pits. It was good to see.
Because Rexy.
Rexy was in Europe.
Rexy is he in Europe or is he going over to?
No, he was
to
at
Japan?
they were at Aragon.
Oh, okay.
For the ELMS race.
I got you.
Which unfortunately I didn't get a chance to see.
But then that car is going to Fuji for the 6 hour, right?
Is it?
I thought it was.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look into that. All right. So pretty cool there. Let's just take a quick look down the standings. Great.
The Michelin Pilot Series race, I thought was really good.
I didn't see it.
It was a fuel mileage race again.
Is this? Oh, yes. And the Rebel Rock guys made the pass on the Porsche Cayman. Was that Spencer Pompelli's car?
I didn't see the end of it, but all I remember watching
Liddell is like he's friggin' that guy's like Dixon.
I just remember watching
I love watching him come through the field.
Turner's car just go from like 10th all the way up to 2nd.
Yeah, 10th to 2nd, and then unfortunately, and then Oberlin. In the other race, in the GTD Pro race, GTD race, Oberlin was in the podium position in GTD, and they had to fall back because they were going to run out of gas.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So the Turner guys came back. Foley and Vin Barletta finished second.
Second.
And then, so there was a fuselage race. So
Yeah.
well done there, the Rebel Rock guys. Well, that's cool because you got two solid gentleman drivers in those top. Gentleman drivers in those cars. Frank Depew, Van Baller, are gentleman drivers. So good to see there. That's what that class is all about. So well done. All right, let's talk news and notes. First off, Rahal Letterman Lanigan will be bringing in former Red Bull driver, Academy driver, F2 driver Yuri Vips for the final 2 road course races.
Let's see how it goes.
Not a fan of that.
Yep.
He's talented.
Let's see how it goes. Like, come on.
He's
Give him a
talented. He's
chance.
talented. Nate, it's not that it's like, let's see how it goes. The point being is that they're trying to secure the leader card winner's circle final position, which is worth close to $1 million. And you're trusting it to a guy that has not driven on either of these tracks and hasn't raced all year.
Okay, but you're going to put Connor Daly in instead?
Well, Connor Daly finished ahead of the 2 Meyer Shank cars this weekend.
This weekend on an oval where he's statistically doing much better. That's like saying that's
right.
Nothing against Malukas, but that's like throwing him in there.
I think there's a higher chance that Connor's going to finish ahead of Vips.
I don't know about a road course, but maybe at a oval, sure.
Nate,
I don't think any of these driver changes make any sense to begin with.
I
know they're
100% agree.
I know it's
100% agree. Jack Harvey should have finished the season.
I know it's only going around because of Pagano's incident. So that's
leading
to some of this.
Right, but But the Harvey thing that had nothing to do with this. I don't understand.
I don't understand that one. And
did they even say
I don't
why?
know. No.
They were just like, he was, whatever he was, wherever he was, like, okay, fine. He didn't have because the weekend at Indy on the road course, he was in the top 10 too.
Yeah.
In qualifying.
Well, that's his best track on the schedule all day.
The road course. The Indy road course. But I just let the guy finish out the season and if the guy fails to get you to there, then fine. Then you can cut loose with him.
Yeah.
But it's like, this kid's been iRacing all year.
There's got to be more. I mean, with all of these moves, there's got to be more than what's coming out. So,
well, we know Lindquist is going to Ganassi. Everyone knows that. That's where he's going. Okay.
Yeah.
If and now that's well. I think Shank, got put in a bad spot because they gave him a free tryout. I hate to say it, but also they got the benefit of the money that he had from winning the Indy Next Series.
Yep,
that went to Shank. So, again, I thought they're going to. Well, their thought is Bloomquist has been to these tracks.
Yeah.
He can run there.
But
see, this is what Vips is going up against. He's going up against Bloomquist, who's probably definitely been to these tracks.
Yeah.
And
right.
He's already got track knowledge. So this is what I don't get. If I was
we'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, if I was is in their Honda, right? RLL?
Yes.
So there was no reason that Lundqvist couldn't have come over to them. He's not driving for anybody this weekend.
Right.
So I don't understand that. I mean, it's just like bring him over, and I would think that would be a better shot than. It was either him or Connor would be a better shot than Vips. So we'll see. All right. What else?
Dare I bring it up? I saw this the other day.
What did I want to come back to? News and notes.
Carlos Sainz and Audi.
Oh yeah, that was Carlos Sainz Sr. saying that they've had discussions.
Yeah. So I think, and let me tell you, let me tell you something. I think the other driver is going to be Valtteri Bottas.
That's. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep consistency.
Got to keep consistency. I don't.
You got to keep someone in the team, right?
I think what's going to happen is Well, I don't want to see Joe get booted, and I didn't like the crap that came up this weekend. Like they were talking like he's out, and these other guys are in. Well, these other guys are in for a year because at the end of the day, Audi's going to say who's in and who's out. Okay, and Nate, I 100% agree. If I'm Audi, I'm keeping Bottas until the car gets up and running, and I'm going to bring if they're going to bring somebody in, they're going to bring Sainz in. Only whatever. I mean, I will say this: I don't blame either Ferrari driver to start looking. That was another shambolic show by Ferrari.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
what are you doing? You knew what was going to happen, right? I mean, look at the sky. You have all these. Sean, Christian, I don't get it. They're.
Oh, we didn't even talk the Formula
There's
1
not
race.
one guy
No,
that thought maybe they could have put tires.
Oh, all right. Well, let's talk about the Formula 1 race. I mean,
well, hey, there must have been a Formula 1 race.
I thought.
Right?
Well, wait a minute. Yeah, sorry, didn't even think about that.
F1's back.
F1's back. See, this is the problem. It goes away for 5 weeks, and we forgot all about it. And actually,
Zandvoort?
it was probably one of the more entertaining races.
Yeah.
And
it was pretty good.
I want more Zandvoort.
Yeah.
All right, because the weather is unpredictable there. No, seriously, because it's where it is. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Plus, the track is freaking cool. I love it, and the fans are nuts. The DJs are awesome.
And where else is it going to rain in the beginning and the end of the race?
And the best part was it rained. They started the race, then it rained. That was the best part. And we got to see Fred in the rain driving, which was awesome. Max was doing his thing. I thought Red Bull made the right decision to pit Checo first, because had Max pitted, you saw what happened with Checo. He got boxed in by 3 or 4 cars.
Oh, yeah.
So that was the right move, because when Max was to pit, he would have been ahead, far enough ahead that they could have made the tire change, and he could have snuck out, because some of the guys that followed him would have been pitting in front of him, and it would have been clear. So I completely agree with that. And I will say this. They gave Checo a gift with that, and he epically failed.
Time out on the epically failed.
Yeah,
okay, I think he
wouldn't.
Did
well,
what
you're
he could.
You're 15 seconds. You're 15 seconds ahead in not ideal conditions. This wasn't 15 seconds ahead like in Miami. This was 15 seconds ahead. You're on intermediates with Max on intermediates. It's still wet. The next tire change is due when you're going to swap over, and he gave it away in 5 laps.
Max closed down for sure.
Yeah.
Red Bull took the on-track battle away. I don't think Perez would have won the race.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
But then, it wasn't. From a team's perspective.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just coming from a driver perspective. Like, for people, look, I like him, but the more and more the season has gone on, the more and more he's not capable of delivering. Like, had they not had that big, well, let's put it this way: had Mercedes not stumbled out of the gate like they did, they completely stumbled. Had they not stumbled, say they were just doing what they're doing now, which is, it's still, it's hit or miss, and they'll admit it.
Yeah.
They, I believe, would be one of the Mercedes drivers being second place in driver standings right now.
Yeah.
Okay, he's starting, and this is, I know I'm going to get crap for this. He is starting to go down the slope that Stroll has already gone down, and being not maximizing points for his team. I'm not talking. I'm just saying.
Well, they like him enough to sign him for next year.
Well, that's Horner.
He's in.
I get what you're saying.
He's in the same situation that was it Gasly and Albon were in before with Max fighting. And it's not, but there is to some degree that this is just a replica of what Lewis and Valtteri were at Mercedes.
Oh yeah, no, because I saw a thing with Valtteri.
There are some races where when that lineup was together, where Valtteri wasn't on pace with Lewis, but the only difference is that Valtteri was close enough
Right.
that it wasn't just a straight up fight between Lewis and Max.
Okay.
Like Valtteri could be a factor.
Yeah.
And it's hard to. I mean, it's hard to also say that because the field with the cars of today are much closer.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
can't just. Max
No,
Max is the only one that can
Right.
lead away from the field and make a pit stop and still be out.
However, he is able to get the car, the tires, everything to work together.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just saying that my expectation from Checo is you need to be maximizing points with your teammate, and you're not. That's just my thought on this. And proof pudding was those 4 races that he just chucked it off the track and stuff. So
This race, he should have finished second, but I think that's more Red Bull's.
well, he also threw it off the track and went off straight off at the end of the straightaway during the race in the wet.
Yes, but the decision to pit him
You can say
right before the red flag came out, that's a little
whatever. But look, home track championship points leader still hasn't got it wrapped up. Had it been wrapped, I still think it would have been. They're going to make Max win at home. It didn't matter. Whatever. But he's he's not doing what he's doing. He's not doing what he should have. He's not doing. And for him to go, well, the car isn't developed to me. Here's the deal: go spend more time in the simulator and start learning the car. Okay.
And Sean, he's losing money out of this because he's not close enough to Max by the 125
Well,
points.
I'm just saying, if you're saying that there's a problem with the car, then get in the simulator, because Lewis doesn't like getting in the simulator. And part of the problem is he's not in the simulator. Now, this year, apparently, he spent more time in the simulator to learn the car and to give his feedback back from it. But people laugh. People laugh that Max is on iRacing all the time. Well, you know what? At the end of the day, this is the guy that's leading the world championship. You know what he's doing? He's honing his craft all the time in different things. It doesn't matter. It translates. It doesn't matter.
No, I'm not. I don't think you have to be in the sim. I think you just need to do the equivalent amount of work to show that you're understanding the car. Because I don't think
part of the you can't do it with testing because there's no testing. So the only way to do it is in the sim.
I don't think Fred spends a lot of sim time.
No.
Well,
I don't think he does either.
I think Fred. I will say this. I will say this. I think Fred and Max are able to adapt to cars.
Right, which is fine. So you just need
innate driving ability.
Right. So then go
being able to give feedback back to your engineers and whatever.
So then if it's not testing with the F1 car, then go spend time testing a go-kart at a lower tier formula car.
Just go in the simulator and work with the engineers in the simulator, because apparently, they put Paul di Resta in at Mercedes and when they were having the high times and they were able to make adjustments, and the next day Hamilton's out front and goes, yeah, thanks to everyone back in the sim. Okay,
right.
Well,
but I'm just saying. I'm just saying that Checo's out there complaining that the car isn't to his ability. Well, the only way you're going to figure it out is you got to get in the sim, because that's the only place you're going to be able to try this out. You can't. There's no testing. They can't go to Silverstone and rip the car around the track anymore, because they only can do that during the year. Which this is what sucks about Formula One right now. I don't like it. They should have open tests. It would make, if they had open testing, this field would be a lot closer than what it is right now.
I agree.
When they have in-season testing, teams can go out and do this. Okay, this is the byproduct of not having in-season testing. Okay, in any form of racing, this is the problem. When they cut testing,
it's a double-edged sword, because if the lower teams can make a gain, so can the top tier teams.
I understand that, but that's the reality situation is you can do it with a cost cap, but just you're what the cost cap should be is budget X dollars for testing in season. That should be from the FIA. So these guys just aren't getting enough track time. Okay,
right.
So I know I made the crack about last week at the NASCAR race that the guys were on track for 3 hours, but I'll be honest with you. Back in the day, they were on the track Friday, they were on the track Saturday, and then Sunday they raced. So,
Yeah.
That's why the racing was closer. So, anyways. But, I mean, I thought the race, the weather was, just the track, the weather, everything came into play, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, Lewis did a great job of driving through the field.
Yeah.
Started, where did he start? 10th?
13th.
Oh, no, he was in the, he didn't make it to Q1.
Q3.
Yeah. And Logan Sargent did.
Right.
Crazy
He
world.
said Q2, yeah. Oh, Logan Sargent. Well, anyways.
Well, and he spilled the tea with that one twice.
Yeah, the one
Because he crashed in Q3 and in the race.
crash in Q3. That's I know
stupid.
I know when we made he had the crash in the race. I was like, ugh, here we go. I mean, honestly, now it's like comes out it was a hydraulic issue that the steering froze up. Okay, fine, but the crash in Q3 was unacceptable. I'm sorry, that was unacceptable.
Well, because wasn't he going to finish 10th out of it anyway?
Again,
I don't know, Nate. What happens if Verstappen goes out and smokes a motor?
True, but then what? It's 9th.
It wasn't. Okay, it was the first. It was the first lap. It was the first lap.
Getting back to your no in-season testing. Rookie driver.
100% agree, but they shouldn't have.
Not enough time in the car, maybe.
Well, look at the track conditions. I don't think really going out on those whatever compound they went out on at first. Like he had 2 cracks at qualifying that car. Send him out on a set of intermediates just to warm, to get used to the track conditions, see what it is, and then bring him in, slap the tires on, and have him go make 3 laps, whatever. They sent him out right on dry tires, and it was still friggin' wet.
First Q3 appearance.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Well, so you're allowed to rate the car off?
No, I'm not saying it's allowed.
No, I'm not trying to be a wise guy about it, but it's just like,
is the pressure there that wasn't there before?
Well, here's the thing. Don't think. That's the thing.
Yeah.
90% of these guys, half the problem is, do you think Max thinks about anything when he goes out there?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
What's he thinking about? Yeah, winning. That's it. like the rest of the race, he's not even thinking. He's like, he's just, it's like a machine, It's like, don't think. He doesn't, he sees the race. It's like Carlos sees the race.
I think Max, at the level he is right now, is so far.
Well, this is where Lewis was when he was dominating, and it was where Michael Schumacher was. So I have no, that's what happens. But I will say this: as we watch Ryan Preece go endo, wow, that was, oof. He cleared the chicane at the bus stop.
And you know what? You want to know something else too? His window net came down while he was in bed.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty scary. So anyways, the other thing with that race was enjoyed the driver exchange with Carlos and the morons on the Ferrari pit wall. He's got Lewis up his rear end, and they're like talking to him. Is there any concept of what's going on out there on that wall? And then they bundle the pit stops. The tires don't like it. Yeah. I'm Italian. They're living up to everything about an Italian. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like it's comical. The guys in the movie.
They need more French guys, Sean. They need more French people on that team.
Lightning McQueen's pit team, Italian pit team. The guys with the forklifts who are Italian. They're better than these guys. They should get them to come out.
Literally just Guido.
Just Guido. They just get them to come out. Just get them to come out.
It's a one-man show.
That is just, I don't want to go. Anyways, my blood pressure goes right up.
Next week, Italian GP.
Yeah. And, bummer for Danny Rick.
Yeah.
Wish him the best, too. Hope a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
He went and saw the guy, though, that did a couple of the MotoGP guys when they have those broken bones. So hopefully that guy worked his magic and got him up and running. But he's got too tough. So it's Monza this weekend. Is Singapore the following weekend? It's a weekend off?
Yeah, they got a weekend off.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to double check that? Because we had the time issue.
No. I got this one written down.
No, I'm sure. Yeah, he has to have one schedule right.
I mean, if he's definitely not coming back from Monza.
There's no way he can go to Singapore.
If he's not back for Singapore, then the target
Qatar.
return is Suzuka, which is the week right
Is that
after.
is that a track that? Yeah, that should. Like somebody said that would be a difficult track to come back at. I'm not
I mean,
the little chicane at the end there.
So if he doesn't come back at Suzuka, then it's another week off, and then it's Qatar.
Yeah, Qatar.
So,
which I think he's better to come back at Suzuka because Qatar's a motorcycle track.
Yeah.
It's a lot of twisty.
Qatar would mean if he comes back at Suzuka versus Qatar, that's 2 weeks sooner.
Right.
So it's just whether you want the 2 extra weeks or not.
I just think Suzuka would be a good track to come back at. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just kind of thinking that's not. Plus, I don't know. I just think that
it's also what does Red Bull want to do? Because right now they're looking.
What are you saying? They're going to put Liam Lawson in because he's over in the Super Formula and they want to draw more of a crowd there.
It's more of just like. At this point, it's like
so if he you
got rid of De Vries, you put Ricciardo in. Now Ricciardo gets hurt.
If he misses, he missed the Dutch Grand Prix, misses Monza, misses Singapore, misses Suzuka. Okay, so just say he does.
Yeah,
there's 10 races left, so he has 6 races left to kind of show what he's got.
Yeah, which
is to secure the seed at
AlphaTauri,
or is it to put himself in the running that? If Checo's getting bounced.
Well, it's not Red Bull.
Well, Checo's got a contract through next year.
Right. But all contracts, no contracts guaranteed.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. There's one thing I would be a little bit excited for. I would like to see Liam Lawson race at Suzuka. Just because...
Oh, well, he knows the track.
That's what I mean. He's done Super Formula and whatnot, so he knows all the.
Oh no, I 100% agree.
He's done F2.
And technically, they're still under the Honda banner, even though it's like a Red Bull power plant, and that's a Honda track.
Lawson is a Red Bull driver first, not a Honda driver.
No, Christian, Honda, the motor that's in the AlphaTauri and the Red Bull is a Honda based. Yes. That's more important. That's more important to Red Bull and AlphaTauri than it is if Liam Lawson's a Red Bull driver.
But even so, AlphaTauri goes into that weekend as full team Japan.
Yeah,
it would be. I think it would be the coolest thing.
Yeah, it definitely can go that way. I mean, it's like when Jenson Button raced there. He had embraced the Japanese culture. His girlfriend at the time was Japanese. He was from Braun Honda. I mean, that was all same type of deal. It's the same thing when Kumi got a podium there, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So
was it Sauber?
Yes.
Yeah,
so I mean, yeah, I agree. So it's just a question when Danny Rick's going to be back.
I think he. I mean, if he sits out the rest of September, that's fine, probably, because then there is a conflict date that Lawson has.
Oh yeah,
between Super Formula and
when is that? Is that Qatar?
End of October, the 28th and 29th. But F1 is in Mexico that weekend.
All right, but I think you're going to see Danny Rick back
by then. Yeah, I would hope so.
He's not missing Austin.
No.
Because he has a
and
house
he's not
there.
missing Vegas.
He's not missing Vegas. He's not missing Austin. So I think he's back. He's either back at Suzuka or he's back at Qatar.
Yeah.
It's too bad because I think he was starting to come to grips with everything. But it happened. So, and I love people blaming Piastri for it.
No,
it just happened.
No, where are you going to go? Are you going to hit him or hit the wall?
Well, Piastri already crashed.
Right.
And by the time he got there, he had passed the flag thing that said there was a slow car, but it wasn't yellow, so how's he supposed to know?
Piastri's in the racing line.
Well, yeah, because the way the corner is.
And it's hard to duck lower in that corner.
He did the best he could. I mean, it is what it is.
All right.
Anything else in the news and notes? We got Simona. We wish her well. We wish Danny Rick well. Yuri Vips. I think our opinions are out on that. So we got Portland this weekend. Mm-hmm. Shall we pick? Nate?
Well, I'm going to go off a limb here, and I think it's just full court press for Scott Dixon. Scott Dixon's going to take the victory.
Okay.
And
dark horse?
The dark horse, I think we're going to see a Romain Grosjean surprise.
Very nice.
So would like to see that happen. So
All right.
we'll see. So
Okay.
those are my picks, anyways.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to pick Dixon as well.
Unfortunately.
Well, I mean, Nate took him.
Unfortunately.
Nate took him. We're supposed to be trying to do difference, but I think Dixon.
Dixie's
on a
cards.
roll. I think he's on a roll right now.
Yeah, there's no rule against
Yeah.
I will go as my dark horse. I am going to go Kyle Kirkwood.
Okay.
Nice. Well, yeah, and to kind of back up the Scott Dixon pick, you know what he said to Marshall Pruitt? He said, "I'm not lifting until the end."
Can I ask? Can I also echo something on the Marshall Pruitt interview with him? The video Pruitt on racing.
Yeah.
The purchase of the Stag beer at the gas station was fantastic, and I congratulate Marshall on that because Marshall usually goes for some high. You know, he gets these really good craft beers, but Stag beer is like that's like the mid. That's like. In the Missouri area, that's like old Milwaukee. So, good pick, Marshall. Dixie seemed to like it, though. Thought it was pretty good. Thought it was tasty. I do like that, though. That's a nice touch. Have a beer with Marshall after the race.
As much as I want to pick Dixon, I also don't want to curse him, so I'm going to go Scotty Mack.
Ooh, boom.
Oh!
That track does fit Scotty Mack. That's a supercar type track. Here comes Colton Herta.
I'm kind of surprised none of us picked Willpower.
I'm kind of surprised no one picked Colton Herta either.
Dark Horse.
Nate.
Dark Horse.
Oh, Callum Ilott.
Oh, that would have been so good.
What about, yeah.
Hang on, let Christian pick.
I'm going to go with Lundgaard.
Ooh, all right.
Oh.
Like it.
Yeah.
Like that. That.
You think Portland's close enough to Indy Road Course?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it's smooth.
It's not as long.
No.
And I'm just the only reason I would say Scotty Mack's a good pick is because the supercar tracks are not super long other than Bathurst. So like that pick.
All right.
All right.
F1 picks. Last thing before we round up.
Oh, Monza.
Yeah.
Been waiting for this one, huh?
All right. What are we picking here? What are we doing?
Podium and Dark Horse.
Podium and Dark Horse. I'm going to go Max, Dark Horse, Lando.
Lando's the Dark Horse?
Yes.
What about your second and third?
Yeah, second, third.
I thought, we have to pick a podium?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
So.
No. I'll pick Max, Lando, and Fred. And then I'll go Dark Horse, Carlos.
Okay. Nate?
Well, have you heard of this thing called the Monza curse? It's been a trending thing where you won the previous year. So there's been a trend of drivers that have won, and then next year they DNF.
Mm-hmm.
That includes Charles Leclerc, Danny Rick. No, I mean Charles Leclerc, Pierre Gasly, Danny Rick, and who won it last year?
I don't know.
I'm blanking, but anyway. Oh, Max Verstappen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, maybe that trend continues. Maybe, unfortunately, Max doesn't win. Oh, but I think we're going to see somehow, one way or another, Carlos Sainz is going to win.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
And then we're going to have the McLaren cars. So Lando comes in second, and then Oscar Piastri comes in third.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dark horse. Oh man, how come Fred's not up there? Dark horse is going to be Alex Albon.
All right.
Okay. That could possibly be a podium.
Something crazy would have to happen, though. Like, you know what I mean? I think this is the one race where I think, look, I'd like to see history happen, with Red Bull winning every single race in the year, but, I mean, this is the one race I think it won't happen. And if it, crazy things happen, right? So.
Yep.
I think I'm going to go Max, because at this point, I just want to see him. I
life on this race.
I want to see Red Bull win the rest of the races. I know that's boring, but I really want to see it.
And my thing on that is, I think the only one right now capable of doing it is Max.
That's my only thing.
Right. Right.
I think Leclerc will be second, and I think Lando will be third.
Okay, I like it.
And
nice.
Albon is definitely the dark horse as well, just because this is the track that Williams is expected to perform at.
Right.
So, from that standpoint, it's Albon. So, yeah, I guess we'll see. I mean, honestly, as close as Zandvoort was, I think Monza could be close as well. Yeah. Just with the way the field is shaping up, McLaren and Williams are coming in their own. I don't know how Aston Martin.
I don't have a positive vibe on Aston Martin here.
Just on this
high
speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at Zandvoort, I think it was easier to mask.
I will say this: the next race that I think Aston can have a impact at Singapore.
Singapore. Yep. Absolutely, I can see that too.
I just have it and. And when I say Aston, I'm only Fred.
The window licker, Sean.
Well,
single-handedly taking the team.
Because Lance strings Stroll there since he's going over to tennis.
Yeah.
Right, Crofty? The guy made a joke. Ben Anderson made a joke about it.
Who?
Because Lance has this. Lance. Oh, so there's been this rumor going around that Lance is going to quit F1 for pro tennis. That. Ben Anderson made a joke about it because Lance was joking with him about it, and he said, what are you going to do when your career comes to an end? He goes, oh, I'm going to take up professional tennis, and what they didn't say was after it. He goes, I'm quite a fan of it. I like playing it, but I like watching it. And Ben Anderson, it was a tongue-in-cheek joke with the two of them. Yeah. And he made that comment. And then, of course, Crofty, being Crofty, took it for real.
Like, oh, for real?
Yeah. It's him and Ted.
Okay.
Fortunately, we had no Ted's Notebook this week because Ted was still on summer break.
All right.
Oh, well,
we'll see how everything comes out next week. Other than the VIPs and... I don't know. See how Lawson does. Be kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I mean, it's good opportunity.
Yeah.
Rookie driver.
Yeah.
Gets a shot.
He's been on this track before.
Yeah, I mean, it's
getting some points.
Had he raced? Oh no, he had raced at Zandvoort. Well, no, this weekend he'll have a full weekend. Yes, F2. He raced F2 and F3 there. At Zandvoort. Right. At Zandvoort, he raced F2 and F3.
Yeah, but this time he'll have a full weekend.
It was De Vries that hadn't.
DeVries hadn't, yes. Well, DeVries has raced there being Dutch, but
yes,
not
but not in the
no, but this weekend is a whole weekend. Lawson has the whole weekend.
So, what does EA Sports do? Do they take out Danny Rick now and put Liam Lawson in, or
No, I don't know.
They can do whatever they want.
They do whatever they want, right?
I'm sure.
It's just
no. I think.
Do they build in the driver profiles and stuff?
But I can't remember if... Actually, I think Lawson will have to be... I think Lawson and Ricciardo have to be added into the game because they do have some of the F2 drivers in the game with the way the thing works. So
yeah, and there's some of that going on this weekend too. Some of the F2 guys will be doing FP1. Felipe Dragovich will be participating. So just keep an eye out on that.
Robert Schwartzman.
Oh yeah, he did a nice job.
Oh yeah,
good job.
That's right.
I like Robert. Yeah. I kind of wish he was over here in Indy. Honestly, I wish he was here in IndyCar, not wasting his time on the sideline over there. But I'm just saying, go race. These guys aren't racing. I know. Put him in the hypercar. Do something with these guys.
That would have been good.
I know. Oh, Nate.
Yo.
Comments on the Carson Hocevar move to Legacy Motorsports Motor Club.
I like it.
All right.
I like
think
it.
That's good. Nice reward.
But you know what's funny?
And
he's not going to be confused with the number 42 going into his pit stall. So
correct
he'll
me
be just fine.
if I'm wrong. He is a Dale Jr. driver, isn't he?
No, he drives for Nice Motorsports in the Truck Series.
Yeah, I know, but I think he also was driving for Dale Jr. in the Cars Tour last year.
I need to check up on that, but that probably is a thing.
Yeah,
because I know his biggest driver right now is Travis Koppelson. I forget his name.
I know. I thought
Carson Koppel.
I thought Carson Hocevar too. Maybe he wasn't, but anyways, I know Koppel is too. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So I think he gets the next 2 races.
Yeah, and the only other thing is Simone is definitely out for the rest of the year. Pagenaud. It's too bad.
Yeah, that sucks.
I like him. I like Simone, but we'll see.
Yep.
All right. On that note,
good night.
Thank you guys for listening to the Red Mix Podcast, hosted by Christian Abbott, Sean Abbott, and Nathan Lavin. It's produced by Christian Abbott, and music is by Alex Wart and Harrison Tate.